Hey everyone, my name is Sean, and I'm an independent filmmaker. And on this channel, I answer two film related questions every week. Question 1. Tell about a time you had a visually stunning, technically perfect shot planned, or even fully filmed, but realized you had to throw it away because it didn't serve the emotional truth of the scene. Oh, I'm a big fan of shots of the sky. I love sky photography slash videography, and even made it a hobby for a while to shoot the stars and moon at night. Some of the photos I got, I've been pretty proud of because in order to get them, I had to open the shutter up so much and carefully press the snap button on my camera since I don't have a wireless controller to do so. And when I started this hobby, it was before I realized I could just simply set a timer on my camera. So getting such shots took a bit of patience and careful handling, especially when it came to implementing my method for videography of the stars at night. So, you can imagine, since I was making a science fiction film, I desperately wanted to use as many of those nighttime shots that I got of the sky. Truthfully, I probably ended up using one or two, I believe, but there were so many more, especially of the moon surrounded by the clouds, which were pretty cool. But if I put it in the film, it would have disrupted the overall pacing. Another shot that I thought looked awesome was in an alternative opening I had for my feature film Starship. In the movie, there's a little saucer spacecraft that befriends the protagonist. And originally, I opened the film directly on the saucer flying through a hiking region located in Valley Springs, California called River Schools. During the original opening scene, I had the saucer by the water, cruising past the river dam, and I'm also going through the trees at River School. The day I got this footage, the area was so green and the river water was rushing. It was beautiful, but it didn't fit the overall story, and I felt like it was too slow of an opening, so I had to cut it. And for the longest time, as I was editing Starship, I mourned the fact that I couldn't get reverse schools in the movie until I had an idea that would allow me to go back and reshoot some of the hiking region for a montage scene in Starship. That said, the original footage I shot at reverse schools was not used in the montage, unfortunately. It's all new footage, so oh well. Anyway, second question. If you were handed a script for a scene where the dialogue is completely mundane, like two characters simply ordering coffee, how would you use camera movement, framing, or lighting to reveal a deep, unspoken conflict between them without changing a single word? Okay, first thing I would establish is who has the power in the scene. In this case, is it the barista or the customers? To do so, I may shoot whoever holds weight in this scene with primarily a low angle shot, and the person with less power using high angle framing. In addition, the 180-degree rule may be used to shift the audience's perception of the entire scenario. I'll give you an example. Let's say I shoot the left side of the actor walking up to order the coffee, and behind them we see the line of people waiting to order as well. Then, as the barista is taking their order, I switch from the left side of the customer to the right side. This trick can isolate the barista and the customer from the rest of the characters who are waiting in line in the scene. And also, it can make the audience feel that there's a sense of importance to the barista and the customer's conversation because I switched to 180. For those of you who don't know, the 180-degree rule, in simplest terms, is that if you're filming two people talking, there is an invisible line between them that you don't want to cross. Because if you do this, they will on screen flip the direction that they're looking at. So if I'm looking at this direction, and then you cut the 180-degree rule, or if you break the 180-degree rule, I'll be looking this way. Anyway, this can disorient the audience, but if done right, this tool can also be very useful in playing with the power dynamics of a scene. The Dark Knight does this well during the interrogation scene between Batman and the Joker. The film Parasite also does the switch masterfully. Come to think of it, let's say I do this during this coffee ordering scene. where when I'm originally on the customer's left side, and then we see the other patrons behind them in the online. I could actually sneak in some conflict to make the rest of the scene more interesting and engage the audience more. Wait, hey, hang on for me with a second. What if one of the customers on this side faints, or a shady person walks in and the customer who's ordering doesn't notice as they walk up to talk to the barista? The cool thing about switching to 180-degree is that we, as the audience, would know something happened, but we don't see what the immediate result is. So we nervously wait for the customer to finish ordering their coffee so we can see what happened to, in line. In terms of camera movement, I could use that to move my 180-degree on screen instead of just doing a hard cut. I could also pan and tilt my frame to match my character's movement, trying my best to replicate David Fincher's camera style. In terms of framing, if there is a key object in the scene that plays a role later on in the story, I'd do a close up on it. Let's say the actual copy has a significance later. Maybe it's poisoned. If that's the case, I'm definitely getting a tight shot on that cup, as well as the actual coffee being poured into it and the various sweeteners and things added to the drink. In terms of how I would use lighting, I would use it as a visual awakening, or maybe an annoyance for the characters. For example, in this scene, since it's someone ordering coffee, I assume it's the morning. Most people are sensitive to light in the morning, especially before they have gotten their daily coffee fix. And therefore, a worker at the coffee shop opening up the blinds, and the sun beaming onto the customer or the other customers in line could be bothersome, or possibly a moment of clarity. Maybe they realize something that will feed into the rest of the story. Finally, before starting production, I should decide what is the mood I'm going for in this scene. Do I want the coffee shop to feel warm and welcoming, or cold and distant? My decision will definitely impact the color temperature of the lighting I'm using. Of course, you can say I can do this in post-production with color grading, but I always like things to be done on set, to the best of my ability. When it comes to shooting a mundane scene, the key is to visually convey that there is something deeper going on. And to do so, I'd say try some of the stuff I mentioned, or if you have anything else that you can think of, let me know in the comment section below. I want to hear. I'm interested. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it, share it, follow my channel for more. And as always, have a great day.